Apple they don't distinguish like a facilitator of specific service and actually service provider. Why is that here important?
ECC, Fireside Chats.
Hello, and thank you for joining our Fireside Chats with founders at the European Cardano community. I am Marcus, one of the core team members, and if you like what we are doing, please consider supporting our individual projects. You will find the links to our guests and our projects below the video. Please give us a thumbs up, follow us by hitting the bell icon, and let's enjoy this session.
Okay, let's start, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the European Cardano Community Fireside Chat. We are amazing guests today. I'm so excited for this edition because we have the chance to ask very important questions and know how successful teams get built and how do they publish a project and get attention that they serve to them. So just a reminder that we are also hosting Twitter Spaces in several languages spoken in European community, European Union. So if you want to have a space talking about Cardano in general, whatever you want that is connected to Cardano, we will be very happy to help you out. And as soon as we receive the next catalyst funding, we'll also have a small compensation to give to co-host for those spaces. Currently, we are hosting a regular space in English every second Sundays. It's called the Late Night Unicorns. And the format is pretty similar to our Fireside Chat because we usually have a main guest that speaks about the project, but it's a little bit more focused on the marketing side and to know what they did to get where they are and to understand if they can do something better. But again, another spaces we have is the German space that happens on Wednesdays. It's a very short one. Usually Marcus is very active there. And there are, if I have friends speaking German, that would be a very nice space to get in. It's very short, so it doesn't take much time.
Yeah, exactly half an hour. It's we call it Unternehmerfrühstück in German, which is translated to entrepreneurial breakfast. It's very short, concise, can get heated, but in the German way. So in the end, we're all friends again. And regarding the late night unicorn spaces, the English one on Sundays, that's being hosted by Promofacy. We're having a good partnership here. They're doing Twitter rates or X rates. And have a look at these guys. I think they bring a good addition to ecosystem when it comes to using Discord in a lazy way for X. Giving them a shout out here because the work they do is really great for us.
Yeah, and they are helping us very, very much lately. So thank you, Promofacy. But okay, let's start with our main event. So let's introduce our guest. We start with GyroSwap. Evangelios, can you tell us a bit more about the project? We know each other for a long time already because we used to live in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And we got in touch a few years ago. And then we moved back to our countries. But okay, let's take it away. Tell us about your project in a short manner, because usually, sorry, I forgot to introduce that. Usually we do a short introduction with each project, and then we drive the conversation more open, asking questions to the founders and getting for them back to the slides.
It's about 2 to 3 minutes or so that you have to completely go onto your project. And during that session afterwards, you just refer to each other like as if you would meet in a bar. And usually we have great topics there. You can ask each other. Otherwise, we help a little bit through that talk. And yeah, have fun. That's about
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So Gyros or Gyros, if you guys know, it's a street food, the most famous street food in Greece. We actually started as a Nike killer. Because what you do in Greece, when you know Nike is the pig from Charles, right? So when you kill the pig in Greece, the pork, you wrap it into a pit and you make it a gyros, right? But soon enough, we found out that we want to make something more than a meme, and we want to have a positive impact as a project, like to use blockchain for good. And probably many of you know my coffee monks that I wanted to give as a charity free mental health therapies, but we didn't manage to get Catalyst funding. So we promised we're going to make something, and we made this MVP. So we have built 2 dApps. We have an NFT minter and an NFT CNT swap. And with this combination of the dApps, we're creating arbitrage opportunities. And like this, we can give free food and rebuild a school in Kenya and free food in Sierra Leone in Africa. So it's pretty simple. When you mint one NFT, that's 48 per mint. It's not even $20, $21 right now, right? We take the 50% of this and we donate it to Africa for food and education. The other 50%, we go and we buy back our own token, our CNT, and we're adding liquidity. So we make our chart go potentially higher and more steady and not so volatile, because we do adding liquidity to higher. Now, how is this related now? Every NFT, it is magically connected with millions of Gyros tokens. So there are 4 levels of NFTs: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. And it depends on the lower the level, the lower the rewards, the higher the level, the higher the rewards. But you can be a Gyros millionaire with any NFT from $1 to $20 million. And you can take your NFT, go to GyroSwap, and swap, burn it, and take back the millions of Gyros tokens. But when you mint one NFT, you push the price of Gyros token up. So it's like, even if you mint, even if you buy, you push the price and the value of the CNT up and of your NFT at the same time, because they're connected, right? We have partnered as well with 5 meme tokens in Cardano ecosystem with Chad, Hosky, Danzo, Coq, and Bull. And you take as well, when you swap your NFT, except from the million of Gyros tokens, you take all of these memes. Currently, it's like 80 cents from its meme, and they are all really pretty beat down. But imagine what happens if they perform. You're gonna be the goal is that you're gonna be getting paid to mint. And actually, if you pay tier 4 right now, you quadruple or 5 times your money up. So you pay 40 and you take back 200. If you mint tier 3, you pay 40 and you take back 55. So you're actually getting paid to donate. You're getting paid to be kind. Real quick for our tokenomics, we did 100% fair launch, so we don't have any tokens for us that we didn't buy from the market. That's why if you can see our screen, our chart, it's green because we had to go and give this buy pressure to take tokens for us. So if we believe in our project, we need to go and push the market up to take our shares, right? We burned 100% of the liquidity, so we cannot rug it. Everything is on a burned address. We don't have access to LP tokens. And after we sell out this NFT collection, we're planning to make this a DAO token, so you will be able to vote with your token which you want the next charities to be. You want to be in Germany, in Italy, in Greece, in USA. We're going to make it an open voting, and people with the DAO, they're going to have the corresponding voting power to say, I want this or I want that. Real quick, to present the team, it's me, the founder, and I had the idea and the economic design of the project. And this couldn't come true without Antonis Agrios on the second picture, but he's the lead developer and co-founder. He took all this idea and he made it come alive. Kostas, the third one, he worked on the front end and he helped with NFTs. The NFTs are combined physical photos of food and some AI of pictures and personas of Cardano. And Sunny, the last, he's an advisor, and he helped us find a positive direction and blend it with the Cardano community. Last thing, we're planning to have, we have verbally agreed, but it's not sure yet, with some hotels and restaurants to give some in real life utility. I don't want to say more yet, but we are planning to push for more and more.
Amazing. Nice. Also very short and sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's switch to the second guest, our friends of Viper. So it's Monkey here to speak about ViperSwap and all the ecosystem they are building.
Tough to go after Evangelios. Good job. Great presentation. Yeah, guys, Viper. Viper is technically Snake's brother because both memes, both snakes, were born from the Magic Kong collection on Cardano, and they were born at the same time. So Viper has the same tokenomics as Snake. Unfortunately, Viper rucked twice in the past. So the first founder rucked it, then there was a second founder. It was too much work. He worked alone, didn't really have a team, and he left the project again. And the current CTO, so the community takeover boss, was always part of the Viper community, and he always had a plan on how we should move this project forward. And he basically is now the spearhead of the CTO group. And yeah, I became part of it a couple of weeks ago. And it's way more than a meme coin at this point, right? We built our ecosystem, especially through ViperSwap, which is a cross-chain aggregator. I think if you go to the next slide, there should be a
Sure.
little overview. So yeah, in the top left, you see a little sneak peek of a redesign. So right now, ViperSwap has a little bit of a 2018 design to me, and we wanna have a new approach to it, make it look modern and more inviting for users. But the background technical things remain the same. So it's a cross-chain aggregator with super low fees. I think, at least that's what I heard from our customers, we are one of the cheapest ways to swap coins across ecosystems, right? So you, for example, you have Solana, you have Bitcoin, you want to swap it to whatever token, preferably ADA, right? We want to get value back to Cardano, and we can swap it without you going through a centralized exchange, right? And it's pretty fast. Within 5 minutes, you should have your tokens, and the swapping fee is 0.4%, so very competitive. And the good thing is, with these fees, we will burn Viper tokens for one aspect, and 80% go back to our holders, to our NFT holders. So we just started our mint a couple weeks ago, I think like 6 weeks ago or so. We're still minting. The NFT environment is not really favorable right now, to say the least, right? It's a tough environment, but yeah, we're currently minting on JPEG Store if you want to check that out. And the staking platform will go live this month. So you will be able to stake your Viperions and directly get a revenue share from ViperSwap fees. The good thing is also the royalties from the NFT marketplace will go back into burns and into the NFT holders. And right now, it's not really public right now, but let's just give out some alpha. We're talking to other projects where we invest our mint funds and generate a return through that. You can think about whatever project that may be. We probably thought about it in Cardano. And the good thing is, we have so many projects on Cardano that mint, right? For example, Banker, Titans, Neo Vikings, Mega Labs is minting soon, is mining soon. So all these projects that mine BTC or World Mobile, Spark Air node holders, Earth node operators, all these rewards are either paid in Bitcoin or, when it comes to World Mobile, in USDT. But we're all part of Cardano, right? And right now, I know Bitcoin is on the way to be integrated, but USDT can't really use it on Cardano yet. So ViperSwap is the perfect solution to swap these rewards back to ADA. And our fees again are super low. So if we swap 1 million USDT, for example, right, we only get 4,000 USDT in fees, or in dollars. So those burns right now are relatively small, right? But volume is increasing. The bull market hopefully starts soon, and yeah, the future is bright. There's more stuff to come. There's another big product that we have in the pipeline we're building on right now, but I can't really talk about it too much because I don't want to give an announcement of the announcement of the announcement, right? We want to make it we want to announce it when it's ready. But yeah, that's it about Viper and ViperSwap. And thank you for having me up here. If you have any questions, let me know.
You're very welcome. I just want to add just a very specific thing that if you own any Viper, even one, you can already play a game that is the official game that is being released with the NMaker Godot plugin. So you go to the repository, download it, or access the web page, and if you have a Viper in your wallet, you are good to go. Sorry, just a little bit of self-promotion here. But let's go to the next guest now.
Can I ask just a couple of questions, if that's okay, or should we ask questions later?
Usually we do that later.
Okay.
We introduce
Awesome.
the project and then we ask
Awesome.
questions later.
First get important and then talking
Okay.
about you, and then
Yeah.
then ask you questions.
Yeah, Veteran is an old friend of us. He's joining us in many occasions, and it's always a pleasure to have him here. Always
Thank you very
tells
much.
very
I
good
think
things.
it's the third time now that I've been, guest at your platform, and now, although the market is not great, I think this is the most important time that I'm here, because I want to announce the big app update of ours when we're going to release debit cards with Visa for the European users, actually from the users from the European economic area. So they're going to be able to get virtual debit cards with Revuto app. And that's a huge milestone for us, and I'm really glad to be here today. But first thing first, now just a couple of important things about Revuto and who we are. So my name is Vedran, people call me Vex, and I'm CEO and the founder of the company. So we've been building on Cardano since 2021, had like amazing ICO at that time in May. We really hit the spot with this, although we also, the timing was really great. So luckily we raised a lot of money, which helped us to be be where we are today. That means that we are still alive. That's like most important thing. The second most important thing is that we are still building. So what we are building is a mobile app, which actually has a Cardano wallet. It's a non-custodial wallet. In 2 to 3 weeks now, after we launch the Visa debit cards, we're going to launch the crypto wallet, which is going to be custodial wallet, also supporting ADA and Revuto or Revu token from the Cardano ecosystem, although we are technically ready to support different tokens, different Cardano native tokens, if we come to some kind of partnership with other Cardano projects. And why is that important? Because for now we're going to be allowing people to issue virtual debit cards to pay for their subscriptions, and then also top up those cards not only with their debit or credit cards to actively and better control their subscription payments, but also use Cardano tokens to top up those debit cards and pay with crypto. And why is that important? Is because that's how we're gonna not also help people to, as I said, better manage their subscriptions, because for each of their subscription with Revuto app, they can get a dedicated virtual debit card, which they, put information of the debit card with their service provider. But on top of that, we're gonna be connecting all kind of crypto products tailor-built to help the use case. For instance, staking is very important part of our ecosystem, when we're gonna actually try to convince people that it's better to invest in ADA or Revu or any other maybe Cardano token and stake it for specific period of time, and then earn some rewards, staking rewards, but then use those staking rewards to cover their subscription expenses. And this is something that we're going to try to do, because those subscription expenses are on average not like they're between 10 and 15 euros, and on average people have like 3 to 4 subscriptions. So this could be a really good mechanism to save people's money, invest in crypto also. That's how you grow a total value locked of that cryptocurrency. It helps the price going up, but also use taking rewards to cover subscription expenses. Later, on top of that, hopefully with some Cardano stablecoin, USDA or USDM, we still need to see and contact those guys. We're gonna launch buy now, pay later for subscriptions. This could be huge for Cardano, because we are gonna be one maybe of the first Cardano projects to offer in a way traditional financial product, which is those microloans, but via stablecoins, where other people are going to be providing liquidity or like funds to be able for other people to get short-term loans, 30-day loans to pay for their Netflixes, Spotify's, or even like some development tools on a due date, but be late with actually paying. So they're gonna be able to borrow money and then within 30 days to repay that loan for a small 8% one-time fee. This is also going to be a good opportunity for people which I don't know have some kind of a liquidity crunch, short term, waiting for funds to come, and they don't want to lose the service if not paid on a due date. But also, as I said, on the other hand, it could be really awesome setup for liquidity providers in stable coins, because they're going to be offered really awesome yields on providing liquidity in stable coins. In short, that's it. But now the most important thing is that finally we're going to launch next week. We had a lot of problems. Mostly now the last one was with Apple, so we had a really trouble getting approved by Apple. We have a lot of regulated products in our app, especially issuing debit cards with Visa is a regulated thing. Now crypto wallet is gonna also be it is a regulated thing because it's a custodial wallet. And yeah, one of the unique features, also have to mention that when we launch the crypto wallet, which is gonna be supporting top 15 cryptocurrencies alongside ADA and Revuto token, of course. The cool feature about it is that people are going to they're going to be able to switch, let's say, Solana for SNEC with our app. And that feature, we call it a cross-chain swap feature, is possible only because we have in the same app Cardano non-custodial wallet and crypto wallet, which is a custodial wallet. So people are going to be able to switch Solana for SNEC and get SNEC to their non-custodial wallet if they make a swap from their custodial wallet. It's maybe now like I don't know if I explained it well, but but it's gonna be really, I think, really good thing, because people are gonna avoid all the mess using dexes and cexes to do something like that. We are the mobile only platform, and we are fighting for our spot in among the fintech businesses, I would say. So far so good. A lot of registered users, almost 400,000. Now we're gonna be looking to ramp up the business. Also, we are introducing Revuto Pro, which is our SaaS business model. People are gonna be able to pay €8 per month to upgrade to Revuto Pro, which is gonna allow them to get more to get access to pro features. I'm not gonna now explain them, but one of the most important feature is that in a pro account, people are going to be getting 10 additional virtual debit cards alongside 3 in a freemium plan. And also they're going to get 4% of cashback in our own token whenever they use Visa debit cards to pay for something. That's pretty much it.
I would say you just created the perfect hook for people to check out your app.
Yeah.
So then the swap feature, you got to check out the app.
Yeah, just like go and download the app. And I'm not sure what day exactly. We need to talk with our team, and we're gonna start with some marketing activities. But next week we're gonna go live finally. We were also considering maybe to postpone the launch and everything, but we said, come on, it's been so long, so let's just go out and it's how it's gonna go, it's gonna go. So if you're gonna have a good product and people are gonna be happy with it, so it doesn't matter if crypto is up or down. So
it was a great presentation from all three.
Thank you.
I'm going to loop backwards, because I think how does Apple go about publishing an app that is touching regulatory environment. I think that's pretty interesting.
You know what? Like from our experience, I think there is like uh, all depends on the reviewer that you end up with. So that's a bad thing. But the second bad thing is, I would say that that Apple they don't distinguish like a facilitator of specific service and actually service provider. Why is that here important? I just want to explain a bit. So when it comes to issuing the debit cards, Revuto is actually not issuing the debit cards by ourselves. So we partnered with service provider, with the platform, with the banking provider and card issuing provider to provide such service within our platform. Of course, we need to also go through the compliance process and everything. But when you go with Apple and you apply for a review, then Apple asks you to send them licenses, to prove them that you are compliant to offer such services in all countries that your app is available. So there is also a huge how would I put it? So problem, because our app is available to all users, of course, but not all users are going to be able to access debit card issuing. As I said, only European customers are going to be able to do so because our partnering a service provider is regulated only for providing such a service in Europe. And Apple then asks you, to forbid people to register with your app if you don't have licenses to, and you need to explain. And in the end, as I said, the biggest problem is that they don't care, if you are providing the service or your partner is providing the service. They think if you're a facilitator, you should also have the same licenses, which is crazy. We had that problem with Banksa, when we integrated off-ramping and on-ramping service within our app, and they asked us, they said, you are providing the service. I said, no, we are not, even like for the KYC, we are not doing the KYC. We have a partner doing the KYC, and that's a huge problem. But in the end, when you go back and forth with everything, it can be done, and so luckily they approved us. But I heard about the cases where people were stuck with the process, and in the end they were not able to launch the iOS app. They went with the Google with Android, and Android is out, and the iOS version was not. So even now, we had like a month of back and forth with Apple, but Android was ready. It was approved, and that's a huge problem. I also want to mention, that Apple has a too much power, too big power. Now I don't know if you heard, but in a couple of days ago, the European Commission they fined the Apple with a huge amount of money, and they said that they need to lower the fee that they take. But just imagine, not only deciding who is eligible or not to put the app on their platform, but they're taking 30% of your revenue, 1/3 basically. That's crazy amount of money. And they were forcing everybody also not to promoting the external links to go and pay something on their webpage. No, you need to go and use in-app purchase to do so. So and I think that Europe is here on a good track. I know that everybody says Europe is too regulated and everything, but man, something needs to be done. Just imagine, if you are using the Windows, the platform, and then Microsoft decides who is gonna be able to run the app on the Windows platform. That would be crazy. But that's analogy.
No, fun fact. I mean, we're giving
Yeah.
them Ireland, right? So they get
It's crazy. And in the future, listen, desktop is gonna go out, so we're gonna be most likely depending on the mobile platforms. You have two platforms. It's monopoly. They say it's duopoly, but it's duopoly. It's a monopoly. Monopole. So if you ask me, they both have a monopoly, Google and Apple. If you want to buy their stocks, maybe it's still a good time, because I think that it's just gonna go.
Yeah, but Android for itself is a bit more open source. So
It is. You can actually install the app, as unofficial source. But still, if you want to go through their store official way, still need to get approved and also pay to Apple 30%. Apple is no different. Sorry, Google is no different here. You have to pay to Google 30% as well. So
yeah,
that's
Paul, you were looking like, wow, that's high numbers. You see the same numbers, by the way, if you publish a book. So it's not unusual, unfortunately. But just as an idea, but probably you have already been thinking about, maybe that would be also the connection to ViperSwap. Maybe you could create some sort of a subscription service provider, like you'd be the service provider for creating subscriptions for crypto projects, because that's currently an issue. And
I have an answer for that. It's a good topic. It's a hot topic. I know, like the is it like the Giro wallet? I think that they're building something for the subscriptions. But the main issue with that is that SaaS business model is depending on cards. Why is that so? Because only with debit cards or credit cards you can pre-authorize for via the payment gateway for recurring payments. With crypto, that's difficult. You need to. And that's a huge part of their business, because people, leave the card number there, and then they every month, they pay, even
But
if they don't use.
but you
Crypto
have
is
the
a
connection.
difficult thing.
You have the connection to the car provider already. That's why I thought not everybody has that access. Even through the neobanks, they still have
That's
have
a good point.
they
This
have
is
to
something,
have.
yeah, but through cards,
And
definitely. I said, cards still need to be part of that, like the chain, because that's how they
yeah.
earn money. Even free trial traps, how we call them, they depend on people leaving the card number. They say, we are not gonna charge you. We are just gonna like pre-authorize your card, and then you have like 8 days, 7 days, 14 days to use our service for free, and then if you don't opt out, we're gonna start charging you. But that's how they actually, get people, trapped, and that's why they wanna, taking the card number is most important thing in SaaS business, and so and listen, and even if the card is out of the money, if the bank account is empty, they're gonna suspend the service to you, but they're gonna still trying to
reprocess. Yeah.
get paid
Yeah.
repeatedly. So
Yeah. But if you have the services like Mint, and maybe even ViperSwap offers an API at some point, you could use that issue and have cross-chain implementation. Does ViperSwap plan something like that, if you're able to talk about it, or is that something that is even in discussion or not?
I think it's in a discussion. What's also in the works is the fiat on ramp, right? So you can basically Viper becomes like a DEX, right, without being a real DEX, or a SEX if you want. But yeah, we're always open to talk, especially to Cardano projects, right? I think we all agree that working together and bringing the projects together supports us all, right? And makes us all better. And yeah, let's start the conversation, right?
Yeah, so I did a fast check on your webpage. So I saw that you have a screenshot of ADA being swapped for Solana. So that's something that you already provide, or
we have over 900 tokens that you can swap. And since Snack is on a SEX as well, you can swap Solana, Ethereum, Algorand to Snack instantly if you want to. But yeah, you can, if you check out my X, there's a post linked on top. It's pinned where I swap Algorand to Cardano.
Okay, and that happens within 5 minutes. So is it a
Yeah.
smart performed off chain or on chain?
So it's an API, and we are integrated with multiple decentralized exchanges and also centralized exchanges. And then we basically look for the best trading pair,
Mm-hmm.
for the cheapest one, do it in the background. You just basically, we give you a wallet, you send the funds to that wallet, we convert it in the background. You provide another Cardano wallet, for example, and then we send the funds, the Cardano, the ADA, the snack to that wallet.
Okay. Okay.
And we have, I don't want to speak for other projects, but we have a couple mining projects on Cardano that swap their BTC or the USDT earned by Airnotes back to ADA through ViperSwap. So
Okay. Okay.
it's
Because now
already working. It's out there.
no. Okay. Okay. Because now we integrated with the KuCoin with the broker account, and we are using
I think KuCoin is actually one of our partners.
partners. Okay. Okay. Then it's the same. And I guess that you have like very very preferable terms, the low fees with them.
Yeah,
Okay.
0.4%. And I think the higher the amount, the better the fees get too.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. Cool.
All of that makes me think about something else. Maybe it's a bitter topic to touch, but if you remember, we had a very promising project on Cardano that rugged. It's Meld.
Meld,
And,
yeah.
and they were building something that was actually very interesting. So, kind of new bank and the possibility to directly have loans using your crypto as collateral, something like that. Do you think that the Revuto can achieve something like that in the future also with all
That's
the
a really good question. I was following closely, all the announcements and talks, discussions regarding the Meld and what they plan to offer. I think that they were very, very ambitious. I would say, not because it's not possible to do such things, but when you breach fiat and crypto, things are not so straightforward, and especially those loans. Now a lot of people are speaking about using crypto and especially Bitcoin, as a collateral, and then to take loans. Listen, it's really in a crypto it's a different thing because we do that in crypto, and most of the DeFi lending is built in a way that people are leveraging their crypto. They don't want to sell their bitcoins. They rather put Bitcoin as a collateral, get 50% out of that or even more in stablecoin, and buy something else with those stablecoins, and that's how they leverage what they have. But the problem is that crypto is very volatile, and then if the price of bitcoins goes down, and we all know how Bitcoin can be volatile. Just now imagine all other cryptocurrencies. So then we see a lot huge liquidations. And my concern is, that this could be really, really tricky with fiat. Because then you take a loan. Of course, you get stable coin out, but then you stable coin actually need to off ramp to get fiat. But now there is a tricky part. You get fiat, you need to get fiat something, and where you get your fiat to your bank account, and how is your bank gonna look at it? Big no, because they're gonna see that that money came from the merchant related to crypto, which is because of AML. AML is holy grail in the traditional financial world. Banks are gonna just say, we are not, this money, 5,000 euros, 10,000 euros, and Meld was even like mentioning you're gonna get a loan to buy a house. Come on, which bank is gonna allow somebody to get 200, 300, 400,000 euros and then explain to your bank where that money came from, and if did you pay the taxes also. Important thing about this is off-ramping crypto to fiat is a taxable event. So bunch of questions. And yes, to be short now, in the future, maybe we would love to offer that. But this is something that is, I would say still 3 to 5 years away. 3 to 5 years, and that's why I didn't like basically Meld. I liked, their ambition and everything, but saying that this is something that is gonna go out very soon, it was not possible. Even launching the debit card by itself, crypto related, is very, very hard.
I
So
think they burned their. I think they burned themselves through their communications. I honestly, I wouldn't. I'm probably the only one in the space who says they didn't rock on purpose. I think they really burned themselves. That's just my take. I lost.
I
But
know too much information about them, and
oh,
I'm not gonna. So just one thing. So if you didn't know, like, I'm from Croatia, I'm from Zagreb, and a big part of their development team was from Zagreb, from my home city. I spoke with those guys, and there were, I just can say, a lot of internal problems. I am not gonna say that nobody have them. We also had a lot of problems, so that's all good, but some strange problems. And the first red flag for me was, I spoke with all their initial co-founders. Maybe you know the story, but CEO, cut them off, took the money for himself. They had like amazing ICO. I don't know how many, 30 or 40 million they raised all together. They had a token sale, they had like a ISPO, or like initial
SBL.
yeah.
This
So
offering.
they raised a lot of money, so what they did with it, okay, I get it, people maybe kept everything in ADA went down, so things can happen. But I don't know, I just have a feeling that they were trying to get more money to survive with that. Like the last thing they were selling, I don't know, they built their own blockchain or whatever. Even that was, I don't know, for me it was like just
use the subnet of AVAX, which is not that critical from what I know.
yeah. I don't know what they tried, but I think that they were just like trying to get money. They were desperate, and they didn't launch much in 4 years. Many may say for us the same, but at least we always we launched the app within like a couple of months, and then we had occasionally updates, during the time they didn't. They showed the app, it looked really awesome. Mailed always had like really awesome design, if you ask me. Design language and everything was great, and but I don't know, like in I think that too much internal problems, and mostly I think it's all connected to their CEO. But I don't know him personally. I just heard stories, so this is the disclaimer. I don't have anything against the guy, so but in the end, you know what? It's all business. I always said, maybe Revuto is gonna fail also eventually. You never know. We are here to succeed, but of course, too many products are out there, and it's not possible for everybody to succeed. So, and I think that in crypto, unfortunately, we are gonna see a lot of the same endings. That's
Hey,
Oh,
we rocked twice, man. Before I joined the team,
yeah.
Viper rocked twice.
Yeah, but that's a business. People don't get it. People always, when they see somebody fail, they say scam. It's not a scam. If you actually, tried and it didn't work, it's not a scam. It's just like, it didn't work. And of course, congrats for you to being able to, like get up and rise again. And that's most important, to stay alive and keep pushing. And who knows, if you have a good product, then you're gonna be good.
Exactly. This is the most important, because even if you have a good product, for example, right, we keep none of our impact or none of our income for us. We give it either in donations or we give it back to the token holders by promoting the chart, right, boosting it. If the people won't be coming to mint, this idea will never be incarnated. We have like 70 mints out of 800 now. We do help people, we do have our chart up, but if people won't be coming and they won't welcome it and they think it's a scam, or I don't know, they say I don't have $20 to give to the kids in Africa who want to drink my cocktails or whatever, or pay my subscriptions through Revuto or whatever. If people don't come to welcome it, then eventually one day you have to close it. We have to believe that people will come eventually, and that's where we're heading. We're gonna push for that as much as possible. The other thing I wanted to ask, not to ask, but to point out, you said 30 million ADA in Meld was the ICO or something.
$30 million, I think.
$30 million. Wow, that's crazy, man. The other thing is that I think when people get too much money too fast, then you start to become lazy and you don't have the will, to continue running your product. That's what I have seen with some other products. And I don't know if in Meld case that happened, but imagine that one day you raise 30 million and then you have to go every day at work 8 hours, 10 hours, and find a way to off ramp, on ramp, and the banks tell you, no, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. Then you say, should I continue working with 30 million? So this, I don't know. I don't say it for Meld, but I'm just saying what have happened personally to me when I made more money. It just became super lazy.
And you didn't build, but then you built for the product. Just.
I have a comment on that. Just like so.
You raised it quick, but let me
okay.
Push that to the world, guys. Are you still there? Oh, that was just my mail. Okay. How do you pick up a rocked project, and how do you do a fair launch, and how do you pick the projects to donate to? So these would be questions that would be arising from there, and then you could also answer, obviously, comment on working with a good start. Okay.
So where do we go now?
You start. Who wants to start first?
Okay, I can go with what is a fair launch if you want.
Yeah.
Since we talked about that.
And
okay.
How do you run it? Because
how do you run it? So fair launch means that all the tokens, 100% of the tokens minted, they go straight to the market. So the team doesn't hold any free tokens for them, right? So what we did, for example, we went to snackx.io. It was a token minter, and we mint 10 billion zeros, right? And then we took these 10 million zeros with a chunk of ADA. We went to MintSwap, and we took all the tokens and we bonded. We made an LP, a liquidity pool. When you make the liquidity pool, you start the first price. It's divided these tokens with this amount of tokens in ADA, and you get the first price. So then all the tokens are in MintSwap. We, or the team, the creators, they don't have any tokens. Then we take our good money, we go to MintSwap, and we say, look, we offer this money, and then you just do a swap. You say, I want to buy this amount of ADA for this amount of Gyros. In our case, some bots, they went first. They saw the liquidity pool that happened. We bought a big amount and they dumped on us, the bots. But then we continued buying and stuff like that. And then, because it's related to RAG, what is a RAG, right? RAG is that when you have the LP tokens in your wallet, you go to MintSwap, and if this is the main liquidity, you say, okay, now remove the wallet. And how the automated market makers work, the AMM, how all the DEXs, the most of the DEXs work. So here is the ADA, here is the Gyros, right? When people start hyping, oh, Gyros, they start offering their ADA, and the liquidity pool is giving them Gyros. Offering ADA, giving them Gyros. Offering ADA, giving Gyros. So your liquidity pool starts getting more and more of ADA. And then you're like, I made, for example, in a day, 50K ADA. I can press remove. So then you disappear the ability for people to exchange because you're removing the liquidity, and this is called a RAG. So you're ragging the liquidity, you're ragging the ability for token holders to be able to swap again their tokens back. This is a RAG, and then people that just stay there with worthless tokens. What we did to prevent that, we took all the tokens that are now currently around 30,000 or 40,000 ADA, and we send them to the snack burn address. That is a pseudo burn portfolio that nobody has access there. So we cannot claim them back. We cannot touch them. There will always be an X amount of liquidity there, the original amount to be traded. And we do add new liquidity through the mints.
Very cool. But you have to trust that actually nobody has access to that wallet, right?
Yeah,
That's
and I've
recently with the burner wallets, because who ensures that the keys are actually burned?
I've heard, I'm gonna reach out to Snack team, and I'm gonna ask them because many people are saying that. I'm pretty sure, and Tap Tools, I want to say, if you see on the Tap Tools on the info, they go and they check what is in the snack burn address and they remove it from the circulating supply. So, for example, our is 10 billions, the max supply. But if you go to the Tap Tools now, you will see there is 6.83, if I'm not mistaken, 6.83, because they did remove that. I've heard that concern again. I believe it doesn't have a base because, Snack is the most tradable, the most volume, the most liquid asset on Cardano. I don't think they would ever do anything like that. Or I need to make sure 100% if it is pseudo burn or if it is a contract. Because if it's a contract burn address, then nobody can touch it. It's a technology, nobody can touch it. If it's a pseudo burn, then there is a small thing that you can say. But I need to make this sure because it's like third time I've heard about that. But yeah,
that was the general idea of the burner wallets, because yeah.
Yes, yeah. So there are three type of wallets. Like the two are like contract wallets, so you just cannot touch it. You go there and just it's not possible to do anything. And then there is the other, the pseudo burn, that it says that I created a wallet and I destroyed the keys and I don't have access. I'm not 100% sure which one is the snake burn address, but the Cardano community, even the Sexplorer, has all the assets there. They just consider them as not existing or in a burn address.
Can I ask a question? You said that you burn the tokens, but also when needed, you mint. Is that correct?
Sorry, what was the question?
You said that you burn the tokens,
Yeah.
but also when needed, you mint. Is that correct?
When needed.
When you need liquidity, you mint tokens.
No, I didn't say that. I said that when you mint NFTs,
NFTs.
Yes, when you mint NFTs, we take 50% of this income and we add new liquidity.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So
I was just thinking that you use your minting policy and you mint.
No, because
tokens back.
through SnackX, it's always max supply. You cannot change that.
Okay.
We didn't mint it ourselves. We minted through SnackX minters, so we cannot do that. It's not possible from the contract.
Okay, got it.
Paul, how do you pick up this Ruct project? How did you do that?
Well, I don't know if I'm the right person to ask because I basically just joined when the project was picked up again. But I know that CTO, so our boss, he had like this plan already, how he would move forward with our token. But I actually don't know how he got most of the tokens back, and but from what I can tell now, right, not the technical aspect, but from a community standpoint, I think it's just communication, right, transparency, and show that you do something, right. And for example, I've been to New York last weekend to go to an event organized by Melod Order. It was like this NFT Cardano event in Brooklyn, and I met so many people that I talked to online before, but I didn't really have a face to them. And it's just good to show up and say, hey, look, I'm from Viper. I'm representing. We are actually real people, right? We're not someone that tries to get your funds and then dips. So yeah, I think it's just putting the work in, right? Everyone here on this panel knows about it. It's just you put the work in, you communicate with your people that support you, with your community, and obviously there are some decisions that people probably don't support. Some support it, right? When you have partnerships or whatever. But I think just staying active, getting people engaged. And also, I want to mention, by the time this recording comes out, we have partnered with Promo Facey as well. So they're our new engagement bot, because we want to have, you know, Viper out there on X. We want to have and use their network, right, to connect with other projects. And Promo Facey, obviously, I think they're also European based. So you know, I'm German, so stays in the EU, right? So yeah, and I'm very happy about it. It's going on right now, and by the time this comes out, you know, you should be able to engage with our X posts through our Discord, and then through the Promo Facey engine.
And if you want to pick up a rug project, just look for the burner wallet. So
There you go.
Evangelos, you have your hand raised. You want to add something?
Yeah, I want to add something on the CTO, right? So what you do on the CTO, you just go and you start market buying, right? And as you said, Marcus, you really have to check the wallets, because if you don't do that, and some people do have wallets there, do have tokens there, then it's not such a problem, but you might having some sell pressure on your side from other people that didn't offload their tokens, right? But you can see it's really funny with CTO on pump.fun on Solana, or on snake.fun on Cardano. Some people, they do it to make a revenge, right? So for example, was that kid in Solana that he ragged everybody for like $2,000 or $20,000, and then he was doing the middle fingers like that. I don't know if you remember that. And then the people went crazy, and you know, they can see when this guy rags on pump fun and stuff, they just throw the 90% of the tokens back to the liquidity pool, right? So to revenge him, they came a full community and they started buying his token, and then the price goes so high, and if he have held all of these tokens, he would be a millionaire or something, and not 20k. And that's like the whole community will come there and rise that token, right? But then the question is like, who made the chicken or the egg? Like, if you didn't dump it, would the project go that high, you know? And that's a funny thing with the CTO. You want to see when did the developer rag? Okay, maybe that's a nice $50 to throw there in case somebody like CTO is and send it to the moon. You know, it's kind of its own thing. It's funny.
I didn't know about that one. I thought about this personally, but I thought, okay, how can you mobilize a community to do that? So it's great to hear that people are actually doing that.
Yeah, it's great. The trends are crazy, mate.
Vedran, you wanted to answer or comment on that question with early good funding.
Yeah. So we get that question many times because we had a decent ICO and people ask us, you know, what you did with your money.
Exactly what I want to ask you. How did you manage to raise 10 million, man? It's a great number, especially for Cardano ecosystem. Nobody, I think, raised that much yet.
Well, you know, I have to be honest, you know, the timing was great. You know, it was 2021, and, you know, those first projects, they managed, if they did well, you know, executed well the ICO, and I think that we did. It was possible to raise a lot of money. I also have to admit that even, you know, we raised so fast that I think that we would be able to raise even 20 if we asked so. Luckily, we asked for 10 because initially the plan was not to ask so much, but I said, you know, let's go for it because we want to be a big project. You know, if you don't set your goals high, you know, if you want to, you know, ask for less, then nobody's gonna perceive you as, you know, you are big. But I just wanted to answer, you know, to say the laziness is, you know, okay, it could be part of the problem if, you know, people start using that money for their own things, you know, to, I don't know, travel, to buy things and everything. But the biggest problem with raising a lot of money is that you suddenly can do a lot of things and you think that you are capable of doing a lot of things, and then you lose focus. And we, you know, and not only that, we thought that we have a lot of money, many around us, you know, they you know, saw us as good partner, to work with. And many agencies, approach us, you should do this and you should do that, and you start paying them to develop this and that, and in the end, 90% of that never goes out, and you lose a lot of money. And when you also, what is the biggest problem? So we at one point had like 42 people working on a team. It was too many people. Then, when we had to cut the expenses, I saw the market is going down and everything. I learned quickly that we can do the same thing with 10 people. And that's the problem. When you have money, you just keep paying those things because you can. You pay for too many people on board. You're trying to do too many things, and that's a huge problem. And the good founder is actually founder with experience. I didn't have a lot of experience. I had some, but if you don't have experience, you can easily actually burn all the money and fail. So
Exactly.
And that's why you need to vote for the European Cardano community in Catalyst, because we're going to promote you, we're going to help you, we're going to be there for you without excessive fund spending.
Yeah, that's
That is just the elevator music here in the background.
Man, like money, unfortunately, money is everything. Money, keeps the world spinning, and for every business, money is like fuel. That's it. When you end up having no money, then you can have like the greatest product in the world. It's not gonna help you.
yeah it's more difficult. And for me, money is energy, like it's like what your heart and your mind want to materialize. The money will just give you the energy to do it. And then you should be really there and precise to what you want to do. But I've been there, what you were saying, when I had quite more money than now, when the market was good. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give these thousands for this video because this guy is gonna make a good video, blah blah. And now I'm like, no, I don't have this money to
you
give.
Think twice or three times.
You're gonna have to find your way there. You burn money, man. It's crazy. Yeah.
When I look back, there was some things that we paid that I don't even understand myself. How did I approve that? I was so stupid, so crazy, but I'm not gonna go there, because then community is gonna say this is nuts.
We're reaching the top of the hour. Paul, Paul, you still have your hand up, and after that, I would like to have the question answered from Evangelist. How do you verify that the projects that you're donating to are actually for real? And then we would close out with tips from you as founders and new founders for the other founders. So sharing is caring. Paul.
I think you can answer Marcus' questions first, Evangelios. My question is just, you donating money through blockchain, so you're using some network to send USDT, for example, or is it cash payments? You're using the local currency. But it's basically just a follow-up question to Marcus's question.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna answer both at the same time. We do send ADA. So they give us their ADA handle or ADA wallet, and we do send for every 500 ADA, for every 1,000 ADA we raise, we send 500 to the donations, and 500 we buy back the chart, right? So we do send 250 and 250 to the two wallets, and you can see this on chain. On every donation, we do make a post and we do the transaction. This is the transaction, these are the wallets, 250 ADA there. But still, you don't know what these people did with this money, right? And actually, you don't know in outside of crypto what the charities are doing. And like 80% of the money, they never go there. But that's what JD Vance said later previously in a podcast or something, in an interview. And you're like the fourth or fifth person that's asking this to me, Marcus. How do you ensure that these guys they're doing their work, right? So we saw how important is this for the community, and this is a community project. And now we're asking receipts from the charities. So they send receipts They included the rice, 25 kilos of rice, the oil and everything. They sent a scan of the receipts and the whole analyzed thing, what they did. This is to our hands from now because it's a pilot project. We started with these charities because these charities had some traction on Twitter, and Twitter is a marketplace for crypto, right? And with the other that is in Kenya, we might be working for instant to convert the ADA into fiat and instant fiat ramps through a SEX that is utilizing stablecoins in Cardano. We haven't have it sure yet, so I don't say more. But I also talked to them and they said, look, it's 16% more extra tax, but if you want it with receipts and if that's for the community the best, I'm gonna take receipts on everything. We're just gonna take 16% less money. And I said, look, the community asked that, and he said, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And we do have photos and videos. You can see on our profile the school in Kenya had holes on the wall. It was like you could see the rocks there. And then after the first donations, everything is covered. The wall is fresh white, and you can see the frame where they're writing. It has now, on the blackboard, there wasn't a frame, so everything was leaking, it was dirty. It was like a bad environment, right? Now everything is fresh. There is a frame that you can put your chalk there, your spoons there. And we did this only with little money, like with $250 or something. And that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that the money will go there. And that's put us, and I'm gonna close it shortly, put us in a spot that not any other project exists, removing the middleman from charities. Middlemen in charities are now such a big problem. Like, as I said, 88% JD funds said 88% they don't go to charity, only 12% of the donations go. So if we manage to actually deliver a really legitimate project, removing most of the middleman or the middleman from charities, this is going to put GyroSwap in a unique spot in the whole blockchain.
As a little experience to be shared, what we did, I think about 2 years ago now. I don't know if you know Pike from We Clean, We Green, that movement in Malawi. And
No.
we were unsure. That was still when Ricardo was here with us as well. And Ricardo and I, we sat together and say, how can we ensure that there's some sort of a compliance? Being German means like always being compliant. So we don't have tax frauds here. Yeah? No, but we care.
Can I just jump in? Like you're most compliant, but also most corrupted country in the world. It's not like there's a stat about it, but
no, but seriously. So what we did is I said I'm going to take this on with Larissa Health, my project, and I'm going to help him to make this an exchange. So he did guide midwives to our interviews, right? And then from that we could reimburse the midwives for their efforts, and we could pay him a like a commission, right? And with that one, we set the premise that he would use parts of that to create a actual company, right? So now we have he had to show up the papers, etc., because a receipt can always be fake. A company can also be fake, of course, right? Company papers, we cannot ensure that this is the company paper in Malawi, right? Because I haven't been in Malawi. It could do anything. It could write it on a gummy bear and say that's the Malawi standard. But it gives us some sort of an insurance that there is a paper that has been sent to us that says this is a company or a foundation, whatever it is, right? And that is something that we can use now and say, okay, if we donate into that direction, then we have that paper that says it's not going to be abused for buying weapons or something else. And this could be something that I would encourage If you pay, I think you're working with Kids Compassion and you
And with
dabbling with-
Cardano Maxibees, yeah. Cardano Maxibees does have a company in Kenya, and we are looking forward for this partnership I was telling you before to start sending into the company the money.
exactly.
Yeah.
So because that's something that I would always encourage, because we got offered like routed via London because we have a contact there, and then they will send it over there, and I said no. We just have one exact address that belongs to that company, and we make it public, and that's it. So we are safe, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't want to be dragged into some sort of weird stuff. Let's start with the oldest in the room.
It's me.
Yeah. Yeah, David, share your thoughts, please. And then we have Pedran, and I'm going to be last as the youngest, I think. And then
About the founder tips, I'm here to learn because I really want to make the next project a success. So I need to learn as much as I can. I'm not able to share tips now because until now I didn't have a great score. So I give the mic to Vedran.
Okay. So I don't know, like we spoke a lot about money, and I would say, for the CEO and the founder, the most important thing is to raise as much as possible, although that may sound really crazy, but really, and if you can raise when you can, because it's not gonna be, that window of opportunity is not gonna be always open. For most of the company is just like a short window when you can raise, and then take care of your funds, spend very, very, very wisely. So that's most important, I would say.
Great
Awesome.
one.
Absolutely. Evangelos.
Yeah, I'm 34, 30, 33 to 34, so I think it's me probably then. Yeah, I would say that don't underestimate what you're starting. Even as a meme project, before we have the utility, it's like 8-hour job at least. It's a full-time job. So if you already have a day job, prepare to have a second one. And take it full seriously. It's going to be there in your mind. At least that's how my mind works. It's always there in the back of my mind when I sleep, when I wake up. I try to put it sometimes to the side to study, music or whatever. You need to have your limits as well. But now this is to the side. I do need to study my music. I do need to study my university that I'm studying, that I'm in the college and everything. So pay respect to your boundaries, but do prepare for a lot of work. Even now that we have the swap, it's even more. And even a picture, a meme, you have to be there, you have to be out. And I would say don't be afraid to go out. Go out, say even the most stupid thing, just a GM, you have a nice t-shirt. Maybe this will bring like 10 eyes there. Recently, I made a post that I was not hoping that it would go good, and then people, they really came there. It has like 6,000 people saw it and 80 likes, and people started making conversations like, oh, I was not expecting for this post to go like this, right? So if you have even a stupid idea, a little bit, okay, just post it there. You never know what can come up.
Awesome. Paul.
I'm coming from the degen space on Cardano, right? But for me, it's transparency. Like, communicate with your people. Like, talk about, okay, we have issues here, we're working on that, right? You don't have to hype things up and have an announcement of an announcement, but just communicate. Like, if you miss 2 weeks, right? Something happens in real life, right? But people get anxious, right? They feel like, okay, I have to sell. He wrapped, he's gone. I just communicate, man. There's tough time in real life right now. I'll be back. There are other guys working. So just let the people know what's going on. Like, at the end of the day, Viper is the CTO, so the community is the project, right? So everyone has to be involved, and I think Vedran and Evangelos said great things. I just wanted to add this transparency as far as you can, right? For Revuto, it's like a real business, right? So there are some things they can communicate, but when it comes to stuff we do that Viper does, communicate, right? You think about this, you think about an investment here. Say it all out, right? It's cool. Get the community together and have probably a vote on it too, right? So
Awesome.
Marcus, your turn.
Yeah, I wanted to start with the say no thingy, but you got it away already. So I'm gonna find the don't discourage yourself. So if you get the feeling that you can't cope with the things, if you get discouraged, use that as a drive, as a motor, and say, okay, why is it discouraging me? Is there something that I could leverage to improve myself? Is there something that I can find out? If somebody is coming towards your product and or maybe even towards you and is attacking the product or you, and first of all, it's two separate things, but I know it's getting personal. But then take that and use it to your better and say, okay, how can we grow from that? And if it hurts, then it hurts for the right reasons. So take it, don't get discouraged, and don't discourage yourself. And that could be also making yourself lower than you are on X. Thank you for being here. That was a great space.
It was, absolutely. We had very fun times. We learned a lot. So thank you so much, guys. It was
Thank
a
you so
pleasure to
much
have you
for
here.
having us. Thank you.
It's a
Yeah.
pleasure. Always welcome,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
If you want to join us again, let's get in touch and we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Summer break.
Awesome. Awesome.
all the
Yep.
best to you guys. Good luck with the
Thank you,
projects.
everybody.
Good
Cheers,
luck to
guys.
everybody.
Bye bye.
Cheers. Thank you.